Okay, now I have also started recording this lesson now. Now you can see my screen. The thing that we have to learn about today is how to make a jumping game. So we need a character that can jump, and we need an obstacle that we need to cross, or that we need to jump over. So every time you complete one jump, you're going to get one score for that. So first, let's select the character that we want to pick up. So which character do you think we should use? Okay, who wants this character? It's kind of dragon. And then there is this duck. And there is this frog as well if you want. But that doesn't look very quite good. So there is this fox. So there are like a lot of characters that you can pick and choose from. You can select this Gobo also if you want. So let's say that I go with this Gobo. So this Gobo is the character that would be jumping on my screen. And now I need the other character of the game that would be the obstacle, the things that it has to jump over. So I will choose a sprite for the character that it needs to jump over. And let's say that character is so maybe this is the character that needs to jump, and Gobo is the character which is going to come to his side and it needs to jump to avoid touching Gobo. So first go to Gobo and try to flip it, because our character is facing on the right side and the other character is also facing on the right side. So we want this character that would be running, and we need to be making sure that our character jumps from that. So for that, we are going to use this Gobo, and we want it to make look on the other side. We're going to select this character and flip it horizontal so that it looks on the other side. These are the two costumes you don't need, so you can delete them. Also, this character is quite big, so you can make it small. Or too small, let's make it a little bigger. Yes, now that's fine. And then we have this character Giga. I don't like its face to be very big, so I'm going to make it a little smaller. Now it looks more like it. Or I think that I should just change its body to be a little bigger. It's kind of perfect now. So this character would be jumping on the screen. So let me make sure that it does not have a bend knee. And what about this one? This character is fine. I will just turn its knees a little. So if I select these two nodes here, this one, and move them back like that, its knee is going to be a little straight. And again, this toe, I'm going to pick it up a little. So this character now looks like that it's not running, actually it's still. Okay, so now this character would be moving forward and this character would be moving on this side. So now let's put a backdrop first. Let's say that they are walking on this flow, and that is where your character Gobo would start, and that is where your character Giga would start. So now I'm going to go to code and tell where these characters would be when I press the flag button. So I'm going to add this when flag clicked. Go to motion and pick up this go to block and put it here. So that is where this character would be when I press the flag button. And that is where this character would be when I press the flag button. If I pick when flag clicked here and add, go to here. Now I would want this character to start here, but come on this side and keep on doing that. So for that, I'm going to go to events, sorry, controls, put a forever block here and just ask it to glide 1 second to this point. So that is what is going to happen now. So this character comes here, this character comes here, this character comes here when you are running it. And now what it needs to do is it needs to keep repeating this again and again and again. So a character moves onto this direction. Currently this speed is like very fast. You can decrease it by changing the gliding speed. Glide for more seconds and that will become slower. Okay, now you need to write something how to make your character to jump. This character needs to be jump. See, the jumping is basically its movement up and down. So this character needs to move up and then come down. That would be considered as one complete jump. So let's say that this character starts at this position. I want it to go up like this high. So it has basically taken 60 steps ahead. It has gone 60 steps almost up, 70 steps up, and then it comes back 70 steps down. So I'm going to use this control loop and repeat a process 7 times. And that process that I'm going to repeat 7 times is that this object is going to change y by 10. So when this happens, it goes up like that. And when I duplicate it and add it here and ask it to change y by -10, so something like this is going to happen when it jumps. But this jump should be with some key. So you need to tell the button that you would press, and that button would help you to do that. The button that you need to press is go to events and pick up this when space key pressed. So when you press the space key, it would jump up and come down like that. But as you can see that this jump is very fast, so we need to make it slower. So in order to make it slower, what we are going to do is repeat the steps 14 times and make 5 here. So double the repeat steps and half your jumping value. So now let's see what happens. So this is like a slower jump. You can add this y value to be 7 and -7 here, and then maybe a jump would be better. Yeah, that jump is kind of better. Kind of better. So what happens when this gobo reaches the edge? So we are going to go to controls, select this if block and put it here in the forever block. Go to sensing and pick up this touching, add it here, which says if touching edge, what would happen? This character needs to go back to the starting position. So we are going to go to this motions block, duplicate this, remove this, and put this value there. This value where you are starting at actually. So when it will go to the edge, it's not coming back actually. So why is this happening? Let's see. If touching edge, it doesn't go back when it touches it. Why is that happening? Let's try to figure that out. So this is kind of okay. Let's try to change it with the operators and check if its x value is check if its x value x position is less than minus 210, then it's going to go back. Let's see what happens now. Now it's working fine. Okay. So now this character will keep on appearing on the screen. So every time it goes here, every time this character goes here, it's going to cover up one point. So what we are going to do is just duplicate this character so that now we have two Gobos and they start at the same point. But what you do is see is when they start at the same point, there is a phase between them. There's a phase difference between them. So that is why they do not appear to be moving separately, but they appear that they are moving with the same moving with the same speed. And you have, if you jump one of them, you basically would be jumping both of them. So we are going to ask the second character to wait for like 1.5 seconds before it starts so that it appears something like that. So now you have two characters coming separately. Stop them. I will go to looks and hide this character at the start. After it has waited for 1.5 seconds, I will ask it to show again. Maybe something like this one. And now my game is kind of working fine. All I need now is to put up a method through which I can explain the scoring. So what score have we got and how many clean jumps have we made? So what is the score? We need to keep a track of it, and then we need to find out how do we win or how do we lose this game. So let's say that I want to keep a track of score. How do we get to the score? So for the score, we are going to go to this variables option and set up a new variable. That variable is going to be called score or jumps or anything like that. And you are just going to tell that how do you score a goal? How do you gain score? So you gain score when your character reaches this position. Similarly for Gobo 2 as well, you get score when your character reaches there. But what happens when this character does not reach there? For example, let's start here. So are we increasing the score? No, because I haven't changed it to score yet. So every time your character touches that, you get one score, but not this one. So add this one here as well. So that whenever any character touches or reaches, passes that basically your Giga, you will get a score. Now you need to write down how do you lose this game or how do you stop this game. This game would be stopped when we will hit or touch that Gobo. Okay, so in order to do that, we are going to use this if block again, duplicate it and put it here. Now this if block is going to identify, instead of this one, we are going to go to sensing and use this, which says touching. If touching Giga, do not change score by 1. Go to controls and stop all. So if your character touches Giga walking, then you will stop all. So this character has been stopped. One of this character has been stopped. Now we need to pick up this whole block and put it there for Giga 2 as well. For Gobo actually. So just copy this, duplicate it and paste it here. Remove this block, this whole green block, and use this touching block and put it there. If you are touching Giga walking, You are not going to change the score. Actually, you are going to stop everything, and that is in controls. So that is how you're going to be able to make your game. So I have put it the wrong way, so I will just put it here. So let's say that we put this if block here in this forever loop and ask it to sense if this is touching Gobo, then it would help you to stop everything. And if it touches Gobo too, still it would help you to stop everything. Let's see what happens. So that's working fine. Now we have got only one thing left, that is setting our score back to 0. So whenever you're going to press flag, you are going to make sure that your score is set back to 0. Set score to 0, and you will start from the very beginning. And when you press the flag button again, it's going to start from the other position. Okay, so that is how your jumping game is going to work. You can make some more additions into that, change the characters if you want. Um, Give the game over symbol or show your score when you have won the game. So that is basically something that you can do. And that is it from today's class. If you guys want to ask anything now, you can ask. So this is like the jumping game that you are going to be working on over this weekend.